up, YouTube? It's your boy, Double A9 Skills, and welcome back to another one of my videos. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing something a little bit different than I usually do. Today, I've never done this, I don't believe, on my channel ever. And you guys know I've been making football content, FIFA content for like 10 years now. And I've never actually done an EPL prediction. And this year is going to be the first time that I give you my EPL prediction. Now, a lot of people will get triggered by this list, and a lot of people will also, disagree. And that's the beautiful thing about football, is that we're not supposed to agree. If we did, then no one would really watch football, because we would always know the outcome. We're not supposed to agree. And a lot of things I say in this video are already coming based off of, again, I'm not really changing my predictions based off of week 1 and the start of week 2, because week 2 already started with Liverpool not even getting scored on yet and scoring a bunch of goals. This is strictly coming based off of the transfer window, what we've seen, what we haven't seen, and all that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say a few things in this video that might trigger people, like I said. For example, what I'm going to say about Arsenal in this video only remains to be the same if they don't fire Arteta. Now, I know Arsenal fans are going to be like, oh, you got to believe in the plan. I'm going to say the same thing I said about Lampard, okay? When Lampard was at Chelsea, I said, I think Lampard could be a great manager. And I think Lampard is built to be a manager. But I don't think Lampard is ready to take on the egos in the locker room and okay, Lampard did great when he couldn't sign nobody in the transfer window, right? When Chelsea was transfer banned, he was using younger players from the academy and younger Chelsea players, and it worked well because you're not dealing with a bunch of egos. When you bring in Havertz, who was the best player on his team, Timo Werner, who was the best player on his team, you start bringing in players from all these different countries where they're top dogs, and now they're into the Premier League where they're just, still great players, but now you got to prove yourself, and you have to manage their egos and language barriers, and I don't think he was ready for that. And I'm saying the same thing about Arteta. I think Arteta could be ready to be a manager, but I don't think he's ready for the big stage right now. Arsenal has wasted 135 million, I believe it is, and the team looks almost identical to last year's. I just don't think the direction of Arsenal is in the right place. So when I say where they're going to end, I truly want you guys to know it's strictly me based off of saying that it ain't the club. I just don't think Arteta's the man for the job. Now, with that being said, let's get into the action, all right? This is going to be interesting. Another thing I want to say real quick is I believe that if Manchester United had more depth, I think they could win this league. I know you guys are going to laugh at me, but if Manchester United had more depth, I think they could win this league. But you cannot go an entire season thinking that Bruno can score a hat-trick every single game when, eventually legs are going to get caught because now these players have so many competitions. Anyways, here we go, man. Let's kick this thing off. 20th place. All right, Norwich. I'm going with Norwich in 20th place and getting, into the relegation battle. Norwich will be there. And I think it'll be Burnley and Watford that follow up with them. All right, that's 20th, 19th, and 18th. Norwich, Burnley, and Watford is where I'm going with the bottom 3, okay? Then we'll go into 17, where I see that being Brighton. I think Brighton holds the 17th spot. We jump into 16th, where we see Southampton. And then we go to 15th, where we see Brentford. Now, this was a little bit changed for me. I'm not going off of Brentford getting a huge result against Arsenal, because that is a huge result for them. But again, I'm not viewing Arsenal as a super, I'm not viewing them highly right now. But Brentford gets a good result against Arsenal, and then they get a pretty darn nice result against Crystal Palace as well. So we kind of got a little cheat pass with them. We got to see them in two different games. And what I want to say about that is you're already 2 games into the season and you have 4 points, right? For you to stay out, you don't have to put up that many stupid amount of points. So Brentford's already into a great position to where, they actually might be able to stay in a solid position because of that great momentum start and just the motivation, confidence it gives you early in the season. So beating Arsenal, that's a big deal, man, for a club like Brentford, man. They just came up and the Bees are doing their thing. So I'm putting the Bees all the way up in 15th. And the team they recently tied to, Crystal Palace, I see them ending in 14th place. I feel like that's a pretty, okay little start there. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying Norwich 20th, 19th Burnley, 18th Watford, 17th Brighton, 16th Southampton, 15th the Bees, 14th Crystal Palace, 13th Newcastle. Newcastle being a team that honestly, man, they've been going for the ups and downs. I really like Newcastle as a club, by the way. I've always liked them since I was young, and they're my favorite team in the Prem. You know what I'm saying? I just really I've always liked Newcastle, and I think they're, hopefully their struggles that they've been having over the past seasons, come to an end. I see them 13th. I feel like that's a solid place. We jumped to 12th where we're at Wolves. Now, the Wolves situation is one where I know Bruno Lage very well. I'm a Benfica fan, and Bruno Lage was with us. Bruno Lage is a great manager, and his team score a lot of goals. But he is one of those guys that he doesn't know what to do in game situations. And I know you'll probably be like, what does that even mean? He doesn't okay, if his tactics are working in the beginning of the game, he's fantastic. I didn't really see him at Benfica know how to adapt to the games and change to the games and be able to get jobs done like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, they absolutely played pretty darn. People might say no, but I thought they played pretty well against Leicester. A lot of chances on target, just couldn't get the win. So I do think Wolves are going to have a good season, but I think that you have to, kind of give them time to see what happens. But that's a tough start for them for the season, man. You get Watford. Now they got Spurs coming up. It's not a good look for them, man. It's a lot of hard games in a row, but we'll have to see what they do against Spurs. I got them chilling in 12th. In 11th, I got West Ham. All right. I think West Ham's a pretty darn good side. They have a beautiful stadium. I love that stadium, by the way. I think they'll be around 11th. I definitely think I can see them going up the table a bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I think West Ham will be around 11th. And this is where people, this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. Because I know that people are really going to dislike people are really gonna dislike what I say here, and I completely understand. I completely understand. Arsenal 10th if they don't fire Arteta, and I know a lot of y'all are gonna go crazy and yell at me and give me all kinds of stick, but I just don't see, when I look at Arsenal, man, I just don't see a direction for the club. And it's sad because this is such a great team, but I just don't see it, man. You play Brentford up next. You got Chelsea. It's already can start to such a rocky start for Arteta going into this season. If he loses to Chelsea, which I believe they will, I think it just starts a rocky start, man. And if you don't get rid of Arteta soon, I just don't see this getting better anytime soon, in my opinion. So I got them all the way in 10th, unless they fire Arteta. If they fire Arteta, I'm seeing them come straight up this table very, very, very quickly. But right now I got them at 10th, man. And I know that's crazy to say. This next one's a weird one, right? I picked Aston Villa at 9th. Now Aston Villa and West Ham definitely could be switched. I could see West Ham being in 9th, but I picked Aston Villa there. I feel like they'll just have a pretty okay season. I don't know why I feel that way. It's just in my stomach. I feel like they're gonna pull something out of the magic hat. And then 9th, 8th, I got Leeds, right? So let's go over it real quick. Norwich 20th, Burnley 19, Watford 18, Brighton 17, Southampton 16, the Bees 15, Crystal Palace 14, Newcastle 13, the Wolves coming in, Wolves coming in 12th, 11th for West Ham. Again, I could see them in 9th. Arsenal in 10th and Aston Villa in 9. My 11, 10, and 9 can all flop around, but I see those teams in that area. You could put Arsenal 9, you could put West Ham 9. I see Arsenal coming way up this table if they just fire Arteta. Without Arteta, I just don't see it, man. 8th place, Leeds United. I got Leeds United. 7th place, got Everton. I got Everton going there. I feel like this is going to be a nice little season for Everton. Not bad at all. And I see them in 7th. 6th place, Leicester. Very far down the table. I thought Leicester should be up. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, you can see them fighting up there. I think Leicester's going to be in 6th. And I tell you why I think Leicester's going to be in 6th. Because I think Spurs are going to surprise a lot of people. And I think Spurs are going to be in this race for the top 4. But I think they'll just see it out to be 5th. Why? I think Nuno Espírito Santo wasn't a great manager for Braga, but the work he did at Wolves with being able to attack well out the defense, a real well-organized team. I think if you can keep Spurs well-organized with the speed you have on the counter, I think you can do a lot of big things with Spurs, man. And I think they're a good team. I think that Nuno Espírito Santo got his feet wet with the Wolves, which was very important in the Premier League because he got to see stadiums, how the league was played. And if he could do the things he did with Wolves at Spurs, who have a better team than Wolves, in my opinion, I could see them in that top 4. But I'm going to see them just outside in 5th. I think that's fair. I think a lot of y'all will agree that Nuno Espírito Santo did a pretty good job at Wolves. So I could see him doing a pretty okay job over there. at Spurs as well. To start the season off, what did we see? To start the season off, we saw United destroy Leeds. You saw Leicester just beat off Wolves. You saw United play really good against Crystal Palace. And then you saw Liverpool destroy Norwich. And then you saw Spurs beat City. And then City come back yesterday and put in a great performance. So Spurs obviously did something right to get City out the way, and that's a huge 3 points to start the season. So this one here, top 4, all right, this is where it gets interesting. I only see United in 4th, yeah, because of the squad. I think their starting 11 is really becoming a powerful, strong, a powerful 11 in Europe. If Pogba plays the way he plays for France and the way he played week 1, it's ridiculous. If you have Bruno playing the way Bruno plays for United and the way he played for club football for Sporting, very hard to stop. I think where you start to have an issue is Cavani, Mason Greenwood. Who's your actual number 9? Is Bruno going to be able to put a hat trick up every week for you? Did you get a number 9 that you feel confident with? How good is Cavani at his age? All that stuff comes into factor. And I think that's going to be the factor for the entire top 4. Yeah. Because I have City in 3rd, which is going to blow a lot of people's mind. But I got City in 3rd unless they lock up Harry Kane. This whole number 9 situation. I know you got like Gabriel. The whole not having a number 9. I know your team is absolutely incredible, but I want to say something here. The Spurs result, but not that one. I believe the losses against Chelsea at the end of the year during those cups, I think it really affects the squad. I think it affects the squad massively. I think that loss in the Champions League, I've seen a lot of times where a team loses in the Champions League and it's very hard to motivate the players and get them playing. You saw it with Spurs when they made a Champions League final. After that, they were kind of not the same. So for me, I just think you haven't got your number 9 in lock yet. So you're going to be in the same situation when it comes to big games where you're looking for someone to score a goal. Who's it going to be? I know Kevin De Bruyne's class. I know you got Jack now, but the number 9 situation is a big deal, right? I'll come back and talk about that in a minute. We jumped to 2nd place where we got Liverpool, which obviously is 1st place with Chelsea. I believe Chelsea will win the league because I believe during this offseason, Chelsea got the best signing in the Premier League. And I know a lot of people will give me an L for this, but when you look at Manchester United, when you look at City, when you look at Liverpool, and you look at Chelsea, Chelsea is the only team with the legitimately unbelievable, crazy, maybe throw them in the top 6, top 5 strikers in the world right now. Lukaku played incredible for Inter, played good for Belgium. This guy's good, man. He's a good striker, and they got a crazy good number 9. And what were they missing last season, right? They won the Champions League after Lampard. They didn't have team. Everybody made fun of Timo Werner not putting the ball in the back of the net. If Lukaku puts the ball in the back of the net and they played the way they played the end of that back season, I just see this team getting better with Lukaku and causing a lot of damage, okay? And that's why I got them winning, simply because they went out and got their number 9. If City goes out and gets their number 9, then here we go. But right now, as I see, I think number 9s are a position in football right now that are struggling for a lot of teams. You got Benzema over there in Madrid. You saw Barca would have won today if I call them bathwater. If you would have put the ball in the back of the net, they hit their number 9 missed. Number 9s are lacking in Europe, man. And I think it's a big deal that Chelsea got one, you know? Why is Liverpool in 2nd? I think Pool's incredible, but again, all it takes is one injury. And I think that team kind of slowly starts to fall apart again, in my opinion. And then City, I told you what I feel about them, about not having a number 9 because of the Champions League. And then United, only because of not having Champions Leagues on its way. You got Champions League football. Bruno's coming off of the Euro, just like a lot of the players. Obviously, you have Varane and stuff like that now. But again, one injury, which is the same with every team. But can Bruno's legs take it? Do you have a number 9? Is Cavani going to put up goals and continue to put up goals and be able to play in, week out, plus Champions League? How are you going to rotate the team? Who's going to play number 9 for you during Champions League football? All these things are a factor, man, and a huge factor. And maybe that's why City come back and edge it, because they have a team that can play in both competitions and a lot of different players. But at the end of the day, I see Chelsea in 1st, Liverpool in 2nd, City in 3rd, Probably seeing Guardiola's last season. Maybe we'll see. United in 4th with Spurs in 5th. Leicester in 6th and Everton in 7. Leeds in 8. Aston Villa in 9. Arsenal in 10 and West Ham in 11. Wolves in 12. Newcastle in 13th. 14th for Palace. 15th for the Bees. 16th for Southampton. 17th for Brighton. 18 for Watford, 19 for Burnley, and 20 for Norwich. Just remember, I'm a Portuguese dude that just watches football like anybody else. I'm not saying I know enough about football to be saying that this is right. I'm simply saying it's just what I think. The Premier League's going to be a fun time this year. I cannot wait for it. Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Man United, Spurs, Leicester. That's what I'm calling. Top 7. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe. Woo! We'll see what it looks like at the end of the year. Peace.